Hello, hello, hello. So, for everybody who was thinking of these things, the Twitter giveaway winners was just posted in the giveaway channel. One of our mods brought up a really good point that I've been putting all these details in announcements and it gets drowned out. So, I'm going to be putting details about giveaways, the winners who won the giveaways, and other things related to giveaways in the giveaway channel, which is a little bit lower under Unicorn's official section. If it looks like a few people already found it. So these are, by the way, I don't know if any of these people are here right now, but these are Twitter handles. So I know that's often different than the Discord name you might go by. So please DM me. I did open up the ability to DM me from like a stranger account on Twitter. So you can DM me with proof that you are who you say you are. You give me your wallet and we'll send it to you. And by the way, two people recently who we have yet to get their wallet just tweeted today, in fact. So I literally just got those. Haven't even told Nolan yet. I added them to our spreadsheet, Nolan. So we can now send two more people who I think both of them won the meme contest a few weeks ago. We now have their wallets. We can send them their cryo pass. So if you did win one previously and we haven't got it to you, and maybe you did tweet me about it and I did not have DMs open to the public. So I'm so sorry. We have not been ignoring you. It's just we get so many notifications now, especially this week with the meme contest. It's been hard. So I kind of feel bad. I think there's like 5 more people now we haven't got their wallet. So if you hear this, you see this, please let us know and we'll get that cryo pass to you.
Sick, man. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll send them out today here when I get a moment after.
Yeah. So how's everything going, everybody?
Good. I've been doing some redesigning of the trait box opening, because basically I've been realizing more and more that it's like a whole different type of card style, and also you don't get to preview it on your unicorns. And so yeah, I'm gonna go send that on general chat right now. But nice. Check it out, everybody. Yeah, so this is gonna be like the new vibe. So you'll be able to pick one, and then there's my tongue. Yeah, basically from there, once you select one, then it's gonna show it. It's gonna preview it over on the right, and then it'll like show the price of the other 2 traits as well, kind of thing. Nice. So yeah, that's how we doing it. Currently no, that's Teletubby's horn actually, but yeah, I can kind of see it now. I might have to take another stab at that. Yeah.
Oh, I had an idea. Well, sorry, actually, go ahead. You can finish your thought. I was going to change up the subject.
No, that's pretty much it. Go ahead.
So I want to talk some numbers, and mostly around marketing. I know a lot of people have questions about marketing, and like NF Tree Man and the Hype Squad, they do quite a lot. They've brought in a lot of energy and attention on their own, separate from us, and it's great. I want to point out an example for some of those who have maybe more recently joined our crew, and even those who've been around a little while, who may still have some questions about our marketing. Nolan, as I'd say 95% of you found us from TikTok, Nolan crushes it on TikTok for us. And this is not really a new thing. I would say the only reason why it's going as well as it's going is because we've had a year of practice when we were a design and development agency doing that to kind of show off our skills and talents and to attract clients. And the truth is, we found like a way to do things on TikTok that is not like salesy, not pushy, but it's like, hey, here's who we are. Check us out. This is kind of what we're working on. And that worked really well in the consumer app process that we were in. And then Nolan is, when we shifted to this NFT project, we really didn't know what our formula was going to be. And it took us a little while. It took us a few weeks. And things have been going really well, which is honestly, I would say 99% of our community size and strength has come from TikTok videos. And yesterday, one that is kind of a repeat of a previous one. And that's, for those who want to see behind the curtain, I don't want to ruin the magic or the mystique, but when you find something that works in the algorithm on TikTok, it's really good for a creator to try to repurpose it in a way that can present it to a new group of people, since about 85 to 95% of our big performing videos with high views, they often come from a For You page, meaning that it's somebody who's never seen our stuff before or somebody who's not following us. And so anyways, long story short, this new video has done really well in the last 24 hours. As some of you have been paying attention, our Discord, we hit 14,000 yesterday. We're likely going to hit 15,000 today. And when we opened up yesterday, I think we were in the low to mid 13,000. So that's came in really recently, really fast. Our wait list, I think it was like almost 31,000 last time I checked.
Yeah, it hit over.
Yeah, just went over 31,000. We've added almost 2,600 people on TikTok as like a new follower. And so this is all brand new people, brand new to our community. These are things that we're going to be able to do pretty consistently, not every day and maybe not even every week, but at least a few times a month. We're going to be able to bring what we're doing, the magic of what's happening, to a new group of people. And every time a new group of people come in, it increases demand, while supply after we launch will remain relatively the same. There will be the inflationary mechanic of adding 8 and 13 or 8 and 13 traits, adding a new unicorn. And so I'm just saying, everybody who gets in early, I hope you see the value. We're really trying to create something really cool and special, but I think we might be really good at marketing on TikTok in a time when nobody's talking about NFTs in a big way on TikTok. So I just hope everybody's here now. You see what we're trying to do. You believe in us, not only in our ideas and our ability to do it, but our ability to continue to grow and expand in the future. Because I think that's really the biggest indicator of a project. Are they going to be here a year from now? Is more about marketing than it is about how cute the pictures might look. If it's like a crazy koala bear and it has a video game coming, those things are all cool. But if you can't get in front of other people, it's almost meaningless. And we do seem to be able to do that pretty well. Mostly Nolan seems to be able to do that pretty well. So anyways, I just want to talk about this. There's some things going really well, and we still have probably a couple weeks until launch. And who knows how many more people we're going to bring in until then. And keep on filling that blank and after we launch. So I hope everybody who's here now gets one. Obviously not everybody will, but if you do, we believe strongly that what we're doing is creating value for you to be able to hold, have fun, and then if you have to leave or for whatever reason you need to sell, you'll be able to make pretty good money out of spending your time and energy with our project. So this is something we're very proud of. I'm not trying to brag, I promise. It's just that we want you to believe in us. So anytime that we can kind of talk about what we're doing, just to instill confidence and trust, that's kind of the point here. So that's my long rant on our marketing. It's mostly I can say that because Nolan's the one on TikTok, and I'm just happy whenever things are going well. But that's our marketing plan.
Yeah, and I think there was one. Oh yeah. So we right now are planning for the sign up for the accounts early next week is the plan. And so basically what we'll do is if you sign up for the raffle, you'll be able to just relog back in and get everything situated on your potential unicorn is the idea. And if you didn't sign up for the raffle, you'll be able to sign up there and basically you'll plan your class of unicorn and then also kind of pick out the first color of your unicorn as well that you're going to be minting, or trying to redeem, I guess. And then from there you'll just kind of wait until we actually launch it, kind of thing. So, but the idea is we're going to kind of slow drip over time into having a lot of users signed up ready for launch day when we do launch. And the cool thing about that too is you'll be able to sign up on a computer, right? And then once you from there, we're going to be making a mobile optimized website, which doesn't need to connect to the blockchain, right? And so as long as you've signed up beforehand, you'll be able to redeem from your phone. So that's a big thing for that we're excited about. I think that's going to make it a lot easier on a lot of people. So you'll just need to keep an eye out as we lead up to launch on what the date is. But as long as you've created an account and connected your wallet and everything, then you'll be able to do it from your phone there. So
it's pretty good news, right? I know in the early days we had a lot of new people who had never even heard of like what a wallet is. So, and then they were like, oh, I can't do it on my phone. I'm always going to be in school or at work or whatever. And so I think hopefully this is some good news, gets everybody a little excited. And you'll understand that once you connect your wallet, you'll be able to do a lot more from having our account, which I know some people also get a little concerned about, like the verification around accounts. So it's just like a feature we're trying to add to make it more convenient for everybody.
Yeah. So if you have a CryoPass, you'll be able to log in. So whether you have a CryoPass or not, you'll be able to log in next week. But yeah, if you have a CryoPass, you don't have to participate in the general mint. You can just kind of show up afterwards and then redeem your CryoPass for you to get that kind of thing. So yeah, there you go.
Somebody's asking about Raffle. It's not going to be a raffle. It will be first come, first serve. We are going to mint them ourselves. And once they're in our wallet, then we're going to safely and securely create an ability to redeem. That's what we're calling it, is redeem. Because technically we're already going to be minting them. And then the first 7,000 people who show up and hit a button that will not be available until a certain day and time. And then when that button is ready, you'll hit redeem. And it's probably going to get a little wacky, because Amazon's not giving us as much of a per second transaction volume as we think we're going to need. We don't think the website is going to crash, but we do think it'll look a little wonky, and it might have like a traffic jam type of vibe for everybody. But we do know for sure the first 7,000 people who click the button will be logged with our servers as these are the people, and it will be related to your account, and your account will have a wallet. And then we have an auto airdrop script that's going to send it to those wallets. So it's going to be good, even if it looks a little wonky and a little clunky. It's going to be good. So yeah,
cool. I think that's all we got. So if you want to bring some people up to the stage time.
Yeah, somebody a minute ago asked if they can come up. Yeah.
All right. Looks like Linus was first. So come on up here.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
I got a question.
Yeah.
If you are getting attachments on your NFTs like hood or jacket, it won't be a real NFT, right? It will be in your database.
Yeah. So how it's going to work is basically like if you collect a trait from a trait box, that's not an NFT, but when you fuse it to your unicorn, it will affect your unicorn NFT kind of thing. So that's how it's like, we're looking at it as like a game piece now kind of deal.
And one other thing on that note is if you achieve a level or like you say, you hit a Pegasus and you get the traits and you got all the gear the way you want it, and you're never going to change it again, we're going to create an opportunity for you to put that on a third-party server that would be separate from us. The reason why we had to make that adjustment is mostly because there's an upfront cost to be able to create an NFT, and then there's security, and then there's also the fact that everything's going to be changing so often that every one of those changes would also have a cost. And so to remove that and be able to keep the spirit of the game, we're going to keep it technically not a pure NFT, but once you achieve the level or the look that you want, you can make it a pure, like even according to the most purest standards, you can make that an on-chain verifiable, non-fungible token. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It allows you to change it and make it the way you want, and then later establish it as a legit NFT. But until then, it will not be in the purest state an NFT.
I got another one. If you redeem your CryoPass for a unicorn, will that be a special unicorn, or will that be exactly the same if you got it from the?
Just the same. Yeah, and actually, you get to choose as a person who has a CryoPass or as a person who mints. You get to choose the base color and kind of the path that you want to begin. So if you are going to buy one on a secondary market like SolSea, you will be purchasing one that's already been decided.
But also, one thing I will say is that if you do redeem a CryoPass unicorn, if you redeem a unicorn with your CryoPass, there will be one like trait on it that says cryo, and that's it. So that is one thing too. Is like there's no numbers or anything to the unicorns, but if you are one of the 1,000 from CryoPass, then it will be a cryo unicorn. So.
You will keep your cryo pairs if you redeem it, right? It's
Yes. Yeah, I would keep it. There's going to be things you can do with it in the future too. So yeah, that's good.
cryo pairs if you are the first of 7,000.
You'd just be getting a unicorn. No, sorry, go ahead. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could if you do participate in the redeem process and you get one, that will have no impact on your cryo pass. Like they're just separate events. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, real fast before the next person comes up. Nolan, can you hear me?
What's up?
Oh, I don't know. I just had a weird thing happen in my ear, but looking at the floor here, got some diamond hands. I know I keep calling everybody that, but we're at 1.8. Like I don't know how closely everybody is watching other collections, other marketplaces, but first and foremost, there are very few free NFTs. And then on top of that, very few make their pre-mint passes like standalone NFTs that are a collection that you can purchase. And so, anyways, long story short, and actually, when they do that, everybody had to buy one, and they typically had to buy one in some kind of raffle where it was based off of how much they were willing to pay. And so, people will often end up spending like half an ETH, which is like thousands of dollars. And so, anyways, long story short, we got 1.8 soul floor on a free NFT that's just a cryo pass to get a unicorn later. And on top of that, there's 1,000 of them, and there's only 73 listed. So, I mean, the percentage against the circulation is pretty cool. And to be honest, all this makes me pretty happy. I'll just say that. So, anyways, keep doing what you're doing, CryoPass holders. It's nice.
It's frustrating though. For some reason, SolSea doesn't update the floor properly because it says 1.4 floor, but it's 1.8, and it was at 1.9 this morning. But anyways.
Yeah, it does move around. I'm surprised that they haven't figured a way out to make it more accurate. But for the first like 5 days, it said it actually never changed, and while the floor was changing like all the time. So yeah, either way, 1.8 soul on a free cryo pass is pretty cool.
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Duff? How you doing?
Yo, what's up? I've been away for a couple of weeks. By the way, I got one. The laptop thing did work out.
Cool. Awesome.
I was the guy that was carrying around a few laptops.
Yeah.
So my question is like, what is like the raffle that's coming up next week with the cryo passes?
That was actually last week. So sorry, it seems like you might have missed it. And I know a lot of people were kind of upset we didn't send out an email or do like an at everyone, but. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I misunderstood you. What were you saying?
Some kind of thing to sign up with your cryo pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, whether you have a cryo pass or not, you're going to be able to sign up next week and get your account ready for redeeming, kind of thing. So, that's all that's happening next week. So, yeah.
Yeah. That was my question.
No, that's cool.
Cool.
And the idea of that is to get everybody who wants to participate in line. That's basically it, because on the day of, you'll have to have your wallet and your account verified. We don't want to rush that on like the last minute. We want to give as much time as we can to allow people to do that. So it's not so much a raffle as it is like just make sure that you have everything in order to be prepared on the day of.
And do you have like kind of an advantage when you join it like pretty early, or is that
not so much, because it really is going to be like the first 7,000 people. So yeah, I mean, but the more you're paying attention, the more likely you'll be there. So, but we are going to send out emails and do at everyone announcements. So likely most everybody who's interested will be there on that day. So it'll be a little funky. We'll see how many people show up though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on up, Max. Hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just have a couple of questions. Like my first question is like, can you put traits on your cryopath or just where you?
Just on the unicorn. Yeah, the cryopass is going to stay the way that it is. Yeah. Hello? Do you have some other questions? No, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I guess we lost him.
Oh, there he goes. You here? No. All right. I'm going to move up SADS. If you want, put your hand back up, Max, later if you get it worked out. SADS 286, what's up?
Hey Nolan, hey Tyler.
Hey.
First off, I had a couple questions. Hold on, my mind's blanking now. First question, I saw in the general chats a couple days ago, and I forgot to ask, but you know how the cryopass currently has a unicorn on it?
Yeah.
Will that be changing depending on like the creature of the upcoming season?
No,
That's
it.
it.
You could probably answer it. Go ahead.
It's an interesting idea, but I think like we're going to keep it like tied to the unicornness of it, and so in that like it's partly think of 10 seasons from now if we're still running and we're millions and millions of users, like if there's only 1,000 of them, everybody will know what a cryo unicorn is, and so it'll be really like it'll be a really cool thing to have it connected to the unicorns, I think, still, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Next question. Oh shit! I should have written these down.
No worries.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of the lives recently.
Nice.
Oh yeah, here's another just casual one. Nolan, will we ever get to hear you performing the ukulele?
Actually, I did do a video on TikTok. If you scroll down far enough, you might find it. So there you go.
I bet. Okay. I don't want to stay on for too long, so I might head off soon. But so is there any confirmed date on the cryo-passes yet? Not cryo-pass, the unicorn mint yet? Is it like confirmed next week?
No, it's definitely not going to be next week, but the sign up will definitely be able to be opened next week. It's just the button to redeem it won't be active yet. I think that probably by the end of next week we'll have a more clear idea. But right now we're kind of just like saying like the first week of December area is where we're looking at right now.
Okay, cool. Because like, not to like, say like, oh, woe is me, but like for my friends and I at least, it's a little harder for these hit it or you miss it type things like the original cryopass and this upcoming one, because where we are like last time it was 2 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah.
That's about 2 a.m. for us, so everyone's like brain dead.
We are going to try to create as much like accessibility and like, so we're kind of still talking about that. Even like in general, we still have a few things before we can say when, but we are considering weekends. We're considering, and in general, there'll also be quite a bit of heads up too on this situation. We really wanted to keep the lid kind of quiet with the raffle, but with this situation, we're planning to go in pretty public and well announced in the future. So hopefully it won't be too inconvenient, but even if it is, it won't be a surprise. It won't be like last minute notice.
Last question, by the way, I saw Max raise his hand for a second, so he might want to come up soon. But you put it back down. But last question for the unicorn mint, are you guys planning on having any like IP locks or anything? Like I saw some talk of you guys putting it on or something. Just to like prevent someone with like 12 laptops from redeeming all 12 at once.
Yeah, we're planning to do where we're basically one per IP will be allowed kind of thing. So that's the plan at least. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much. Amazing work again. I'll probably still be around like in every single live as often as possible. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for staying up late too. It's 2 a.m. for you, right?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. Thank you.
They went in like 2 weeks.
Love it.
It's just
Preach-
night cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the community.
Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging.
You guys are so cool.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging with us.
All right, I'm gonna move Max back up. Let's see.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah. How's it going?
I don't know what happened. I don't know why you couldn't hear me. So my next question is like, do you have like prior classes of your own that you're keeping?
I did buy one yesterday, actually. When Solana dipped, I just bought one off of SolSea, but we are not setting aside any for ourselves.
I also bought one yesterday too.
Why did you pick the unicorn?
What's that? Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. I don't know. I've shared a few times like how this project has changed so often or so many times from what it started off as. But because we were for a year a website design app development company agency, we were primarily helping some startups and people with ideas who were trying to get a app going, kind of like a startup. And so we were really into the startup mentality, and we had this idea we were going to do like a DAO around all this money will come in, and we're going to set it aside and then create like an incubator for people to bring their ideas. And because we have the technical power and experience, we're going to help build them their product like for free for them, and it would be kind of like a DAO. Or anyways, long story short, it was going to be really startup focused. And for anybody who's familiar with startups, whenever a company achieves $1 billion valuation, whether in some kind of buyout or investment, like investors will say, here's $100 million at $1 billion valuation, they've just become a unicorn. And that's really how it started. And we put a lot of energy and time into that. And then and Nolan put a lot of design work into that. And then we were like, yeah, we just don't really want it to be about startups and stuff. Like it just didn't feel very cool. It didn't feel very fun. And as we shifted, we've had this story that Nolan and I like wrote a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And we're like, what if, like, I think it was Nolan who said, like, what if we kind of made it like this into games and did all these things? And I was like, what about that story we wrote? What if instead of just like people, because in the story when we wrote it, it was just like humans. It wasn't about like any fantasy characters or anything like that. But so we just shifted into the lore that we've written a long time ago and put unicorns in because we were already well into that pathway. And then it's just started evolving more and more from there. But to be honest, that's really how it started off as unicorns.
It started way more like they were humans kind of vibe, more like they like wore normal clothes and stuff. And then we kind of once we put it in space, then we started getting more like cyberpunky with it, but with the traits and stuff. But there still are some of my favorite clothes stayed in. Like I don't know why, just a unicorn with a turtleneck just looks super dope. So
Hey, he loves those turtlenecks. Yeah. Did you have any other questions? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. So like you can pick a color of the unicorn and it has like different traits, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, basically, so the unicorn, when you first redeem it, you get to choose the color for it. From then on, you can never change the unicorn's color again. But every trait that you fuse to it, you get to pick a color again right as you fuse it, but you can never change it again unless you like burn the unicorn to get the trait back and then fuse it to another unicorn. So basically, every time you fuse or redeem your character is when you get to pick a color for the thing. So
yeah.
Do the colors like do something?
Oh, do the colors do something?
Yeah,
yes, they do.
Yeah. You just opened up a can there. Nolan's about to go into it. There's a lot of attributes and power levels. You can have different classes, bring them together, but it's really Nolan's baby. So he's about to go off on that.
Yeah, so basically each type of trait or trait rarity level has a different amount of power level. So like a common trait gets 18 power level, but a legendary trait, which is the most rare, gets 66 power level. And so every time that you fuse a trait to your unicorn, you get to put a color for it. So if you put the trait as red, then it puts all of those 66 points into red on your character, which is endurance. And so if you get any one color to over 100 points, then your unicorn will become a class. And so if it's red, if you get endurance up to 100 points, then your character will become a tank, right? But if it's green, then it'll be a healer. But if it's orange, it'll be an assassin. And so that's like 100 points. But then you can put another 100 points into another class or into another attribute. I was saying a healer is green, tank is red. I could be both a tank and a healer at the same time. If I put 100 points into each. But once I get each to 150 points, then it becomes a combo class, which I think a tank and a healer is a survivalist. And so basically those would have specific abilities in the games that are like higher skill level and lead to like higher wombo combo type stuff when you're playing the game. So that's kind of it's funny, like we had the idea for the colors, we had the idea for the ability or the attribute side. And we started selling that, or, when we started talking about the project, we started saying, yeah, you get to pick your colors and then you put them in attributes. But like, it wasn't until one day I started talking about classes in the live and everybody just like got it. It was just so instant. And so then we realized just how important it was to, when you're putting points into colors, that's not fun. But saying I'm going to go become a necromancer is way more cool than saying I'm going to put 150 points into orange and green, right? So so that's kind of the idea, is like all of this is built on building up your character through colors of traits, which leads to classes, cross classes, and then combo classes. And then I mean, I could keep going, but basically there could be cross combo classes too, where you get 4 to 150 and just there you go.
Okay, that's all my questions. Thank you for listening to me again.
Yeah, thanks for the questions. I'm seeing a lot of people, like real fast before somebody else comes up, a lot of people are talking about this like treasure hunt that I've kind of talked about a little bit. I'm just going to share like my thought process, and I have no idea exactly how it's going to go, but I really want to stretch it out and make it fun for as many people as we can over an extended period of time. And I know last time we really didn't go into it with that much plan or understanding of what was going to happen. And so I think like pretty much a group of people worked together, which was great. And they solved it in like 2 hours and then it was done. And then 95% of the community didn't even know what was happening. So in order to try to curb against that a little bit, I'm going to be making at everyone announcements that a clue is coming. And I'm going to do one clue a day. And it's going to send you to different directions and different places and activities that you may or may not understand right away. And the idea is like maybe a group of people who all live in Europe come together because it's good time for people in Europe to work, but everybody in Asia or North America are not necessarily aware of what's happening or a part of it because they're sleeping or in school or at work. And so anyways, long story short, it'll be great if people work together. You certainly don't have to. And at the end of the week, there's only going to be 10 individual cryo passes. So, and I'm not going to reveal it just yet, but the way in which the 10 people will win their cryo pass will be based off of essentially a finish line that needs to be crossed, and the first 10 people who cross it, and it will be verifiable through timestamps. It's so you'll have the opportunity to work together for sure, but at the end of it, it's going to be individual winners. So we'll see how that goes. I know a lot of people who have them may have a lot of fun participating and solving the clues, but may not want to be one of the people who cross the finish line. So if you were to choose to do that to have fun, but then give the win to somebody else in your group or who you're partnering with, I think that'll be cool. But I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do it. So but either way, that's going to be the format. It's pretty much one clue a day. I might get a little, like I honestly have a lot of fun doing this. I might make another clue if it doesn't seem like one of the, like, because I can't make it super easy, but at the same time, I want it so that anybody who sees it has a day to be able to solve it. And then the next day you would, like, that clue wouldn't really necessarily have that much to do with the clue before. So, there's a lot of things that may end up kind of getting weird with it, but that's the plan is to keep it under that format. So everybody form your teams, work by yourself, however you want to do it. It's up to you.
Treasure hunting. Love it. What's up, Postman Pat?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Yourself?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Question following on with some of the stuff that was just discussed, with the combo or all the classes and stuff. Oh, not to really to do sort of. Anyway, my first question essentially is, you guys were talking at, you guys have recently bought two pro classes, right? Or one for each of yourselves. You guys developing the games now. I'm not saying there's any issues with this. I'm just like slightly, maybe a little concerned because like you guys, I don't know, but I'm just saying that like potentially like that could create like you guys are making the games and then also have accounts in the games, which isn't an issue. But then in the case that like in the sense that like, oh, you know which classes are going to be better per se, potentially, and then choose characters like that, and then I'm not saying you're going to do this, but I'm just saying that it's potentially. Yeah.
No, I think it's a very legit concern, and I think to like, so I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I didn't take it that way. And I think it's a very fair question, very fair thing to discuss. And I can't necessarily speak for Nolan and what he is exactly planning, but I can tell you from my point of view, I really want to like feel what you guys are feeling when you're going through it. Because if say there's a technical issue around, something, it's really hard to see and test from like everybody just telling us what's happening. So I really love to kind of get my hands in the dirt with like the product and really feel the exact same thing you're feeling. So I'm never planning to use my insider knowledge for any kind of advantage in any kind of way on any kind of game. And quite frankly, if there was ever a situation, like for instance, when I was growing up, my favorite game was Super Smash Brothers. And if we make a Super Smash Brothers game and I end up becoming the best in our whole community at it, I would never like financially benefit from that in any way. Even if like it would be a fun thing for me to be able to get in and play. But if there were any money on the line, any in-game currency that was meant to be lost, I would never like take that from anybody to my own personal benefit. So in fact, I probably will never even like actively play those games from like my character. So anyways, long story short, it's a very legit concern. I don't think that you should feel awkward about bringing it up, but as creators of this project, it's very important that we do get to see the same thing you're seeing from your point of view. So yeah.
Perhaps there needs to be some kind of, I don't know, not clarification, but like something in writing or like some kind of way that like you play, or not just new people, but community in general can trust, or some kind of trust.
Actually, I want to mention really quick though before we move on that basically like we're all our team, all of us inside of Rad Collab's team, which is like our company's team. So like our designers or developers, we're gonna let them play as much as they want, but they will not be able to get any trait boxes from playing the games. And so we're gonna like put our wallets up publicly around that, and then we are gonna have some giveaways for people to be able to participate in as like, hey, by the end of the month, we're going to have these, the top 100 in strength are going to get this pot kind of deal. And so those, we're either going to not tell our mod team, or if we do tell our mod team, then they're not going to be able to participate in them. And so we haven't decided exactly like a formal structure on that, but definitely we have some plans around like the conflict of interest that could come from all of this. But yeah, so just wanted to
address that. React and respond too. Like as things are happening, like we really don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I hope everybody understands if an issue comes up, we will address it and react to it in a way that is best for the community too. So, and I just want to point out, like NF Tree Man, what do they have now? Like 6 of them. I mean, like they're putting money in right now to buy them. It's, they are some of the most dedicated and active community members. And I don't want to like limit or reduce their ability to enjoy this project as well. And so from like, we do have our mod team, like who's really great here on Discord, but they really don't interact with our company team that is building the project. And so the information would come through me and Nolan, and we can control who knows what before and keep it clean. I know that that's something everybody just has to trust, and I don't want to create any kind of conspiracy theories or anything. So what I hope everybody knows, no matter what, we'll do the best we can to keep it transparent and clean. And if things start to get questioned, we'll adjust and accommodate that for the better side of the community.
Thank you for addressing that, because at least putting words for that. Another, I'm not concerned with question. Around the fact that it's hosted on Amazon and stuff, is there plans in the future to make it more decentralized at all, or is it just is there not really so much of a focus on decentralization?
Yeah, so I think anything that's in season will be completely centralized. But basically, the plan is that after every season, we'll set up another collection that is on our weave, like the metadata will be, and you'll be able to to pin your unicorn to the blockchain. It'll be live on forever kind of thing, away from our servers. The only trouble with that is you won't be able to fuse or change your unicorn or characters anymore at that point. And that's the big thing, is because basically what we would have to do is we'd have to create a new NFT and burn the old one. Yeah. And so that's why it's it's going to be locked in forever at that point, which, honestly, I could see, a 5 or 10 trait unicorn being more valuable than a 15 trait or even a low level Pegasus on the non-pin collection, because, more collectors will be, more comfortable investing in it, kind of thing. So that's why we want to accommodate that. Just it's probably not till after the season, because then we'll know how much is going to be in circulation before we need to move on it. So
that was partially that was also partially why I was not concerned, but also worried about the potential for the amount of growth of unicorns over one season. But that is limited per se by the amount that you can get. Look, unless someone's really trying, it's not like it's going to get to the numbers that it's not going to get to 300k.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, last question before I stop. But roadmap, potentially any kind of because people are now investing, like you said, NF3, or they have put in a decent amount of money. At some point, will there? I know that this is a free collection, so I can't really ask much of it. But there are people putting in real money into this now, so it's kind of somewhat of a serious thing. And is there going to become some kind of roadmap of what the plans are? Because with some other NFT projects, you guys probably done research and seen, it's either you have some plan.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, go ahead, keep going.
No, that's essentially my question. Is there going to be some clear outline of a few things? Yes, there's a few things that you guys have always talked about, but No,
it's a great question. And to be honest, Nolan and I are always hesitant to really dream out loud with everybody, because in our little in our family and within our circles, we are known very positively as dreamers. Like we look at things and we're like, here's where the world is at now. Here's where we think it's going to be in 10 years. Let's be a part of that. And to dream 10 years in the future and be incredibly like fantasy built around ideas that currently aren't even happening or possible, it can seem a little naive and it can seem a little like wishful thinking. But the truth is, like, Nolan and I are very hardworking and resourceful, and we have quite a lot of experience building things. So we believe in ourselves entirely. But that does lead to us, we understand the cynicism that comes around from critics, because at the moment, 9 out of 10 projects will come out and say, we've got this and we've got this. And they don't really have an ability to do that or a track record proven. And the truth is, most of the things that we're dreaming about and talking about, we've never done before. So we don't really want to open ourselves up to that kind of cynicism and criticism, because it would be fair for somebody to doubt what we were planning. But if you want to ask, we'll get into it. And here's like the 10,000 high elevation view is what we're doing right now is really like the first, like we're going to do the start line in our mind, and the next maybe 5 years is here's where we're thinking. Is layer 1 is to prove our concept. It's to prove that people want to play a game where you start with basically the same opportunity as anybody else. If you're one of the people who do redeem, you can choose a variety of classes, which could be applicable in a variety of games. At the moment, there are no games to be able to strategize around, but in the future, with future collections, we will have games that you can choose, and we're going to continue to add more games. But layer 1 is to prove the concept, build a community, allow people to build their character / avatar the way they want, to then be able to interact with each other in future games, in like player versus player games, in card games, in Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Brother type games, and first person shooter games, and even as simple as Angry Birds type of games, right? It will be kind of whatever the community decides. And so that's layer 2. The ability for you to use your avatar, your character in the games you want. You own it, instead of like skins on Counter-Strike. Like you can buy them, you can't sell them, you can't use them in other games. You're going to be able to do whatever you want with your assets in our platform, in our little universe. And so we got to really prove that, 1, we can do it. 2, that our audience, our community, they like the idea and that they engage with the idea. And then the next step is the games. After games, like more games. To be honest with you, after games get going, more games. We really, like, this is a little bold, and I don't know how everybody's going to react to this, but we look at ourselves as what we want to be, is like the Nintendo / Steam of NFTs. Like, Nintendo has these characters we all know and love. Mario, Donkey Kong. They have these characters where you can play them in Mario Kart, Mario World, and they've been around 40 years. And that we know them. They can make a new Mario game tomorrow, and 1 million people will go play it. And that's really around the branding of the character. So we're not going to have like a character like Mario, but we're going to have the ability for you to kind of make your own Mario that you can play with. That's our dream. And then we want to open source our platform. This is kind of like layer 2.5, basically, where we open source our platform, allow other game developers to come in, which we're already talking to, because we've been saying that. What's that? Yeah. And so they're going to come in, build their games on top of our characters, on top of our lore. And then if we make it to this point where there's several successful games, several successful collections, and by this point, we'll probably be introducing larger collections to allow more people to get in, thereby making the unicorns like the OGs, the more rare ones. And then the later collections will probably have less hierarchy within our status structure of our community, but they'll still offer access to our community in general to be able to play games and participate. And if these things are going well, which could be 3 years or more, if a lot of things go well, we want to make our own internal metaverse. And this would be an area where it'd be like the hub of our games. And in between, like literally physically, when you're looking at it, it will be like I was telling Nolan this last night. Like, I don't know if you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, like, or Ralph Wrecks the Internet. Like, he's in the internet, and you can like see what eBay looks like. You can see what the Facebook building looks like. And like, that's kind of how we envision, is like in between all of our games, there's like event spaces for people to hang out, for us to be able to do all kinds of things virtually. And so these are like really grandiose dreams. We don't like talking about them too much because what's that? Sorry.
Really far out.
Yeah. But that's how we see it. We see the world going towards virtual interactions more and more. I mean, right now we're interacting virtually. Like, everybody thinks that it has to be like Ready Player One, but right now, like, I don't even know your real name. I know your handle. I know your username, and we're interacting through Discord, which wasn't even a thing not too long ago. And so it's like we're all adopting to virtual interactions more and more in new ways. And I think personally, this is just something that I believe is going to happen, is we're going to have similar type of adoption to metaverses, like whatever you want to call it, where it's basically like you have your avatar, you have your character, and you don't have to reveal your real identity, and you can go into these places and be whoever you want to be. And we want to enable that type of like welcome freedom of a community based around the character that you want, that also has the utility and function to be able to go play the many types of games that we will be able to offer. So million of those things, they require millions of hurdles and challenges that we do need to get through. But if all goes well, which is a really big if, that's the plan that we have for, I would say, honestly, the next 10 years. Like that. So it's a long road ahead. There's a lot of things we have no idea. Like, yeah, somebody's putting some memes here and some gifs. Like, we have no idea what the metaverse is going to be like. Are people going to be more about AR versus VR? Are we going to be wearing goggles, or are people going to put like a screen on the wall in your room, and that's where you interact in the virtual reality? I mean, it's like we really don't know. What's that?
Like you said, you're guessing at that.
We're just guessing, but for now, we feel like Nolan and I are early enough on a really big wave that's going to keep on going. And if we can ride this wave, not get knocked down, stay alive, we don't need to make a whole lot of money right now. Like, our whole plan, if anybody's done the math, we're not really set to make a whole lot of money here if we're planning to pay for developers to come in and be able to do these things. Like, we're putting the money back into the community. So our opportunity is for growth. It's to survive until people do know what it is going to be. And when that happens, we think that if we're still alive and we're still strong and we still have a good community, it could be 2-3 years from now. If we can survive until then we could be one of the first to strike on whatever it's going to be, with the funding, the resources, and the community that is built to manage in that new world. So that's our grandiose vision, but that is our plan. We don't really want to put that into a roadmap, because it's almost
like, I don't want to say anyone's plan at the moment, but like essentially, kind of is what everyone's hoping they can do. In some aspect. But yeah, no, I understand why you wouldn't want to put that into a roadmap.
Exactly. But yeah, things are going well, and I guess that's how Nolan and I look at it. It's like, what can we do today? Like, things are going well. Let's just let's make today the best day we can with the circumstances that are around us. And tomorrow there'll be a new set of circumstances, and we'll react the best way we can and just keep doing the best we can. So, because like I can get really lost in the future. I think that's one of my biggest weaknesses, is that I will see all of these things unfolding, and I'm like, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? But it's like, today there's something to do. So let's do that today. And that's also another part of our mentality of why we don't put so much dreaming into our roadmaps. But if you ask, I guess I'll be happy to share.
And the last thing I'll say about that really quick is that we really can't put dates on anything, even the layer 2 games, until we know just how much revenue we're going to make. Like, we're setting up all of this to be like, people are going to buy the additional traits because of these reasons. And if enough do, then we can move this fast. But if this much does, then we have to move this fast. And so it's like, we've got all these plans, but we really can't know until like the first few weeks. And then we'll be like, okay, this is better than we expected, or right on this track. So, okay, now we can start talking about dates on these things, so that's the other side of it too.
Yeah.
It's just, no, I completely agree with what both of you were saying. Like, games take a lot of work, and also like, you don't want to put this whole thing in future thing. But in terms of like, say, like sales in the community, but also potentially having bigger investors, like, it may be you sort of have some kind, not on like, oh, when the games are coming out, but like some kind of roadmap may be good. But yeah, no, I understand what both of you are saying, but thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, I love these types of questions and talks. Honestly, me and Nolan, we have so much fun talking about this and just kind of dreaming. And I think this is like maybe the most logical way to talk about this topic is that you as a potential like participant in our project, you have to determine against your own like set of values and filter system, are these two brothers crazy? Are they onto something? And even if they are onto something, are they capable of doing it? And those are the questions I would be asking if I were in your shoes. And so, and to be honest, we don't have a track record of ever building a metaverse or making a bunch of NFT games. And so, yeah, I mean, you have to use your own like discretion.
Anybody though, Tyler?
What's that, Nolan?
Does anybody have
right? And that was what I was going to say next. Is yeah, we're very new, and I do want to use one like resume builder, a couple resume pieces to build some confidence, and that's that me and Nolan have been around trying to build apps and sites and develop digital products for about 10 years. We've built our own products. We've been in an incubator. We've very nearly received investment several times, and we ended up walking away from it. And sometimes they walked away from it. So we've been around this like ecosystem of startups and technology for a while. And we also currently have a team, like a company that was up until a few months ago building products for clients. So we can come in with that. But when it comes to like games, we've never done that. And when it comes to blockchain technology, we're at the beginner level of experts. But I would say the amount of people that we can reach out to and talk to who offer us really helpful advice, like we're growing. And I would say in a year, we could be up there with like the quality of any team in our capability. So, and I think one of the coolest things that's really hard to quantify is the amount of like public exposure that we get, mostly from TikTok, is it brings a lot of people who have the skills and the talent that we don't, who want to come work with us. And just in the last few weeks, I've had like 5 people say they like developers, game developers who want to come work with us. And they're at different levels of experience and different levels of skill set. But the truth is like, we can scale a team faster than most because of our public facing opportunity that we have. So I believe in us, and I'm not telling anybody that we're guaranteeing anything either. So I think that's full transparency. You got to ask yourself, do you believe in our ability to do this, and do you believe in our vision? And I'm asking you guys to believe in us. But if you don't, like, I completely understand where everybody's coming from. So it's a really good conversation to have. I think you don't feel bad about the question. I think it's a really good question. It's really good. Like kind of, you got to think like that. If you're not thinking like that, then you're kind of probably naively just believing us too much. So I respect it. I respect the thought process.
Thanks for the respect, and I respect the respect.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, do you have enough time for another one, Tyler?
Yeah, I got a little bit.
Let's do it. Rob, come on up. Still rocking my profile pic. Or my face is your profile pic.
Yo, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep your profile pic. It's permanent now. So I was kind of wondering, for like the cryos, have you guys anything planned for usage when the season has started? Because of course, before the season, like you'll guarantee the unicorn, and the governance system is fun, but I'm kind of expecting like very high peaks and dips because of like the launches. I think that's
Yeah, I'll let Nolan talk about like future benefits. He's probably got more to say. And I will be honest with you, like I would expect everybody who is planning to buy one or own one now, that the value will drop considerably after launch. I would expect that the value, or maybe the floor on SolSea, to spike just before launch, because right now everybody's like, I might get one of those one for free. So why would I go buy one for $300, right? And that's a fair question. But after there will be no guarantee except for the future utility. So just understand that when you are making your financial decision, it's very likely that the CryoPass value will dip substantially just after launch. So, but it does offer a lot of value prior to launch. That's the cost benefit there. But Nolan, if you wanted to talk about future utility.
Yeah, I think like Tyler said, it's going to be really cyclical every 6 months. I think that the first 2 or 3 months it's going to crash, like Tyler was saying, but then people will start eyeing season 2, and they'll start creeping up on the value, and the buys will start going more. But at the end of the day, the CryoPass started like mostly from like I was here first kind of ticket kind of thing, where like, look at me, I was here early, and or if not, if we can go become something like really big like Nintendo or this crazy metaverse that we were just talking about, like then that CryoPass will automatically have value just from that. And so that's where it started, and then we added the free guaranteed unicorn. And I think that as we go, we'll probably add more, but really we don't have much more to say at this point, other than a free character every season, and governance on the wallet, the community wallet, and also early access to the games. Which, by the way, the early access to the games is going to be pretty impactful as well, because you'll be instantly getting more trait boxes than everybody else as long as you're playing those games, and so because nobody else will be playing those games, and so I think that there's enough packed in right now, but we definitely we want to make it so that the steep decline doesn't happen after every drop, and so I think that as we go, we'll try to find ways to add more value to the CryoPass, like through added utility throughout. So
yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I was just kind of thinking like the layer 1 game customization will start off pretty much immediately after launch, but will there also be like maybe just like a really simple layer 2 game? Because I could personally see just customizing unicorns getting a bit stale after a few months.
Yeah, I think that definitely like as soon as we can, the focus is going to be getting a layer 2 game out, and I think that like we've had some ideas of like really, really simple like mini games and stuff like that, and really it's just right now it's like not even really worth talking about until we get to the point where we can like start moving on those kinds of ideas. And like right now we've got a lot of ideas, like ranging from crazy metaverse shit to an Angry Birds kind of stuff, and so it's like even simpler than that. And so we're kind of right now we've been incubating these ideas, and we just like we're not ready to move on them until we get through the launch kind of thing. So
but no, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I basically like a kind of a final question. So you guys spend most of the time working on on your project, but do you have like a job or something? Like where does the money come from? Because like there's a selling for a lot, which is great, but you won't be able to sustain yourself off it.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a great question, and we have been a fairly successful development and design agency prior to making the switch a few months ago. So we do still have a pretty long-standing client that is primarily design work, and so there's revenue coming in from that, and we did have some saved up from some other previous clients. So we're kind of putting all of our eggs into this basket at the moment to be able to generate revenue through trade sales and other revenue streams that may present themselves in smaller ways at hopefully higher quantity. So yes, at the moment there's no revenue coming in. Actually, the other day I think we put in like $22,000 worth of SOL into a wallet to be prepared to mint all of them ourselves. So at the moment we're spending quite a lot. So yes, right now there's no revenue, but the plan is, hopefully everybody sees how much we believe in ourselves, is to generate revenue in an ongoing way through trade sales.
Okay, yeah. So the in-game, are you guys playing with the in-game currency, or do you want like
Kind
your
of in
own
between
coin?
both, and also I've been looking into the tokenomics of games like Axie and even certain other kind of one-off situations like with Vivi, the marketplace with all the licensed stuff like Disney and all that stuff, as well as Top Shots. Like there's all these things that you can buy with a credit card that you need to use to buy NFTs, and I think to be honest, we don't have an exact workup of how that's going to be, but we are talking about it a lot internally right now.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, good questions. Yeah, thanks. It's good questions. Yeah.
All right, there's a lot of people waiting, but I got to go get some work done. So, Tyler, do you want to stay or do you want to?
Yeah, I got a few missed calls. I got to jump back on here, but it was a good one. We ended up talking about some long-term dreams here, which is kind of fun. I can talk about that kind of stuff all day, but we just don't want to look like naive dreamers without the ability to go make it happen. So we'd rather kind of prove step by step how we're going to make it happen. So, anyways, thank you, really good questions today. Thank you for hanging out and bringing in the good curiosity. I like it.
Let's call it, Tyler, thinking long but talking short.
Yeah.
Boom. There
you go.
But yeah, hey everybody, I'll be live on TikTok in about 2 hours. Okay, so if you got any more questions, definitely come hang. And sorry we weren't able to bring everybody up, but hopefully you keep hanging. We'll be in Discord chatting throughout the day too. So
yeah. See you, everybody. Have a good day.